Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing this easy 10-minute makeup routine that's perfect for redheads. You can use all of these products if you are a redhead like me, but obviously you don't need to be able to do this quick routine. But if you are looking for some product and shade recommendations, then I will leave everything listed in the description box so you have easy access to it. I've tried to include steps that will help your makeup last throughout the day, but it's supposed to be kind of fresh, natural, glowy, very your skin but better vibes. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, you find it useful. Thank you so much for watching. And if you do enjoy this video, please do give it a like. It just helps more people find my channel and I would appreciate the support so much, so thank you. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So first things first, we want to use a really lightweight skin tint, and my favorite way to do this is actually to kind of make my own, but obviously you can use any skin tint that you find works for your skin type, but my favorite concoction is to use these Glow Hub serum drops. This is kind of like a gel like primer. It's very hydrating and gives a kind of wet look to the skin, and then I mix it with my NYX Bear With Me concealer serum, and I have this in the shade Light, and the serum drops are in the shade Glazed. So I'll take just a little bit less than a finger's worth of this primer, and then I will take one pump of my NYX serum concealer and I will mix that together on my hands like this, and then just kind of rub it into my skin loosely. I'm not doing too much blending here at this stage. So then I'll take my brush. I like to use the IT Cosmetics number 7 brush, and I'm just gonna pat and blend all of that into the skin. So this is really just laying down your first base. I'm lucky that I don't really have any kind of spots or like big areas to cover with like a heavy concealer, so this is very much light coverage makeup. Obviously if you want to use heavier coverage products, you go ahead and do that, but this I find works best for my skin because when it does fade naturally throughout the day, like all foundations are going to fade a little bit as the day goes on, I find that using this kind of really hydrating, almost like a barely there skin tint concoction just means that it fades so much more naturally than if I was to use a proper foundation. So that's why I like this as my base. Next, I take my concealer again, and then I just take probably about half a pump on my ring finger, and I will use this now as concealer under my eyes. The reason that I like this concealer particularly is it is so hydrating. It's also very affordable, and also the shade of it is very neutral and it works perfectly for my skin tone. It's not too pink, it's not too warm or yellow, it's just the perfect neutral shade for me. So I put some under my eyes and then on my chin, and I just use the same brush and start buffing that in. And that just adds a little bit of extra coverage in the areas that I need it the most, but still doesn't look really heavy and wears nicely throughout the day. So here's a close-up of the skin. Hopefully you can see that it's just very natural. Doesn't really look like I'm wearing a whole lot of makeup, but just makes everything look a little bit more even and a little bit more perfected. So now that we have our base done, we're going to move on to cheeks. So for this type of makeup, I always like to use cream cheek products because I just think they look the most natural. So I'm taking my Saie cream bronzer, and this is a Sun Melt bronzer in the shade Light Bronze, and I'm going to take this on a really fluffy stippling brush, and I'm just going to give myself a light bronze, as the name would suggest. This is really just to add a little bit of life back into my cheeks and just make me look not so pale and ghostly, essentially. But I'm not kind of spending a lot of time on this. I'm just very roughly applying this, and that's why I like this product so much, because it's really lightweight, really creamy, really easy to work with. Again, my blush is from Saie as well, and this is the Dew Blush in Spicy. This is like my favorite cream blush ever at the moment. I just use it basically every day. I have used it for several years as well. I've used all these products for several years. I then take my Rare Beauty cream blush brush, and I like to apply my blush quite high on my cheeks just because for my personal face shape it makes it look more lifted, and I just kind of blend and blend and blend. And I always like to put a little bit on my nose just to bring everything together. And then I'll normally just end by patting it in with my fingers. And that is blush and bronzer applied. Next, I am going to apply a little bit of powder, and this is just to help with the longevity, setting everything down. To be honest, sometimes I will skip this step, but for the purpose of this makeup, I'm going to apply it because I do think if you want your makeup to last all day, powder is pretty important. So I'm using my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in the shade Fair. Just taking a light dusting of that, focusing it under my eyes and on my chin and around my nose and on my forehead. I do tend to leave my cheeks bare of powder just so that they have a little bit of kind of natural highlighty effect shining through from those cream products. Just makes it look a little bit more hydrated and natural. So now we are moving on to eyes, and I'm going to keep this very, very simple. So I'm simply going to curl my lashes, add some of my Glossier Lash Slick mascara in the black shade, and then I will just brush through my brows. I'm not going to add any product whatsoever. So the reason that I love this mascara as my everyday mascara, and I've been using it, as I said, for years now, I just think it's so lengthening, natural looking, but still adds just enough volume for it to kind of like give your lashes some oomph. So it really is my favorite everyday mascara, and yeah, I just think it's one of the best out there. I have not put any brow product in just because my personal brows, they don't really need a lot of product anyway. So when I'm trying to save time, I will just skip brows altogether. But obviously I know some people do feel like they need to have brow product in every day to feel like themselves. So just do what makes you comfortable in that respect. But either way, this eye look should not take a lot of time because you are just kind of throwing some mascara on essentially. So that is pretty much the full makeup done. We're just gonna add some setting spray. I personally love Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Finish Spray. I think that this really, really helps with the longevity of my makeup and also to make it look more blended and natural again as well. I really do personally notice a difference when I use this. Game changer is using a little fan to dry this. I used to think people look so pretentious doing this, but it really does make a difference and feels so nice. So then the final touch is just to add something to your lips, and again, if you don't want to do this, if you don't like having stuff on your lips throughout the day, then that's totally fair enough. You could just go like this and put some lip balm on and be good to go. But I wanted to give an option for people who do like to have like a natural lip colour, just to kind of finish the look off. I'm going to be using the Gisou honey infused lip oil, and this is in the shade Strawberry Sorbet. This is the most beautiful kind of gel-like consistency. Again, it's really, really comfortable on the lips. It's not sticky, and it just gives a really natural kind of pink flush to your lips. It's the kind of thing that you can just throw in your bag, reapply without using a mirror. It's super easy, and it just, again, just adds that kind of like finishing touch to your look. So that is it, the 10-minute easy makeup routine that hopefully kind of looks a little bit fresh, a little bit more put together, but does not take long at all and is really easy to do for beginners, anyone alike that just needs to throw on a little bit of makeup. I hope that you enjoyed that, and I hope it was useful, and if you did enjoy it, then please do like and subscribe. It would mean so much to me, and I would really appreciate the love and support. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.